You might have to click a button on your screen. Share my screen. Presentation mode, close all these other windows. All right, so let me just kind of open with prayer and then we'll get going, all right? Dear Lord, thanks for bringing us together tonight. We just pray for this trip, even though it's a ways away. We lift this time up to you and look forward to spending 5 days in the Black Hills and just some beautiful country. And pray for all the new students entering DC in 8th grade, that this will be a good experience for them as well. In your name we pray. Amen. Okay, so let me just kind of reiterate a couple things about the trips in general. Some of you, this will be your third trip with the middle school. So first trip is 3 days, the next trip is 4 days, and then this trip is 5 days. So they're all during the same week. So you all will leave Monday, 7th grade leaves Tuesday, and 6th grade leaves Wednesday. And then everybody returns on Friday. All right, you guys return around dinner time. The others will arrive around the end of school day. So, all right, so let's get rolling here. So this is the Black Hills Experiential Ed. We've been doing the 7th grade Idrahaji trip for decades, as long as I can remember. So that's our longest running trip. An 8th grade trip we've probably been doing maybe 20 years or so. We've been doing an 8th grade trip. Up until about 5 years ago, we went down to New Mexico. We went to it's a Christian school similar to ours. The majority of their student population is Navajo, and we would spend 5 days serving that school and McKinley County down there. McKinley County is the second poorest county in the country. And so we did a lot of serving off campus as well. So what we wanted to do was find a trip that was different, and find a trip that exposed us to a different culture, which this does. And also just find a trip, like I said, that was a little bit closer. It's a shorter drive for us, and it allows us to capture a little bit more of the days on either end. So anyway, let me just go through here and I'll explain how there's some similarities and differences with the Rehoboth trip, because there is a lot of similarities. All right. So let me kind of move forward here. So here's kind of the focal points of the trip. Let's see, I got people bouncing in here. Service, so sustainable missions. So we serve at the camp where we stay. So we do some service there, and then we do some service offsite as well. We serve with an organization called Love Inc., and it actually has a satellite camp here. Like, it has a branch here and so we've actually had some students for various reasons serve there too. So anyway, they're great. We serve with them. It's usually a half day up there of service with them, along with some other different service projects. Cultural immersion. So we spend time with the Lakota youth. So that's the Native American population up in that area. So we spend some time at the youth center, and it's really fun. And so it fulfills that same desire that we had at Rehoboth with the Navajo, except obviously it's with a different group. So it's with the Lakota. And so we've done that for the last few years. It's been great. And then Pastor Quincy is his name. He comes in, I want to say it's Tuesday night, and he shares his testimony, and it is riveting. I mean, riveting. It's amazing. And then we do some different adventure stuff. We go in a cave, which is really cool. We do some touristy stuff. So we go to Crazy Horse, Mount Rushmore, some different things like that. So that's really fun. We go on a neat hike, and you go up to this sort of this watchtower, and you can just see forever. It feels like you're on the top of all of South Dakota. It's beautiful. And then we do some team building and bonding, different activities for team building throughout the week, and then also some stuff at night. So each night you're in a small group, and you do some reflection time on the day. And Lance, who many of you know from the 6th grade trip, Lance leads those evening sessions, and it's really cool. It's really, really neat. It just is an opportunity to figure out how do we tie our faith to what we did that day, right? Whether it's serve, whether it's adventure, whether it's touristy stuffs, hiking, whatever. So we try and tie our faith, and so we do some reflection there. So it's really neat. And then experiential ed, that's just sort of the overarching theme of the whole trip. Okay. This is just kind of a general outline of the trip. So just kind of give you an idea. So you arrive at DC early, because we get out of there by 7:30. So you're going to get to school, park up in the Circle Drive. That's where the buses and vans will be. You'll get your assignments for buses and vans right there and then, and not before then. So anyway, we spend that half hour kind of packing up the buses and things like that, assigning you your spots, get on, hit the road. And then at noon, you're at that Oregon Trail Ruts, which is pretty cool. And you'll get settled into the Storm Mountain Center. So that's like our home base. That's like our headquarters. That's where we eat breakfast and dinner. That's where we sleep. It's like a huge dorm. We basically take over the entire place. So the guys sleep way on one side of the center, and then the girls sleep on an entirely different side, of course. So they have a fun game room, and the game rooms, there's nothing electronic about them. It's like there's this Foursquare, so I know that some of you are going to love that, because you play it every day. So they have a little Foursquare thing, and I think they have foosball and different things like that. It's fun. And then dinner, there's always plenty of dinner. And then that sustainable missions training session 1. So you kind of learn, all right, what are we going to do in our service? What are we going to do in our service the next day? And so you get kind of trained on that, because it takes a little bit of training. So that's that 7:30. And then that 8 o'clock thing is that small group time that I was talking about. It's really, 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 really special. The groups are really small. It's kind of like a small version, and it's all run by Lance. It's like a small version of our grow groups. It's like really small, and you reflect on that day. It's really, really special, especially if you take it seriously and you really want to take the opportunity to grow in your faith and figure out how your faith is tying to the experiences of each day. It can really be a neat experience. If you're a distraction and it just kind of falls apart, then there's obviously something's missed there. That picture on the right, by the way, that is when they flip the lights on in the cave. And when they flip the lights off, you literally cannot see your hand in front of your face. It's awesome. And then the next day, breakfast, and then the hike is what I was talking about, up to Little Devil's Tower, that tower where you can just see as far as the eye can see. Sylvan Lake, swim. The Wambliska, that's where you hang out with the Lakota youth, and it's really fun. It's so cool. It's such a neat experience. And then later on in the afternoon, more training, honoring identity. So cultural immersion. So Lakota language lessons, games, and drumming. And then you have, so this is all at the youth center. And then the dinner at the Wambliska teen center, hanging out with the Lakota youth again. And then again, back to the Storm Mountain Center, where again, you have that intimate small group. Let's reflect on the day. And if your eyes go wide open into this day, it'll change you. It is so great. It is so great. It is such a neat experience. And then the third day, so Wednesday, it's kind of a touristy day a little bit in the morning. You got the Rushmore Cave. That's that picture I showed you before. And then the volunteer at Love Inc. You go to a powwow, which is really neat. Dinner with Lakota friends again, and again that reflection time at night. It's really cool. All right, so then day 4, so Thursday, breakfast, sustainable mission service project at the camp. So, and by the way, you'll notice it says tentative right here because things can change. Sometimes things change because of weather. Sometimes things change due to like when the Lakota are available. So these are just tentative, but it kind of gives you an idea of the rhythm, which is all that matters. So you do some service around the camp and then go to Mount Rushmore, Crazy Horse, Indian Museum of North America. Pretty awesome. Pizza party at 6:30. And then again, depending on weather, you'll notice there it says campfire and kind of that final reflection evening, because the next day you are getting on the bus. So that's one of the service projects we did. That in the background there, that brick is, they use it as a storage facility. Love Inc. does, and so they store furniture. So some people can't afford their own furniture, and so Love Inc. gets donations, cleans them up, makes them beautiful, and then delivers them. So it's pretty cool. Let's see. Yeah, so then on the way back, we have lunch in Lusk, Wyoming, and then drive home. It's pretty cool. Things, just some reminders here. Packing list, no iPhones, phones, nothing, zero, no tech whatsoever. We will send regular updates home each evening. The Wi-Fi there is not fantastic. They do have a phone. Well, it'll have a, in case of emergency, you'll be able to contact. Couple of students on like our Rehoboth trips, and some other trips in the past, not every trip, but some of the trips, they'll just bring like a regular digital camera, right? No internet or anything. It's not a phone. It's just a regular point and click shoot camera. So, because they want to capture pictures. The chaperones take a bunch of pictures and dump them all into a photo album, Google album. We share that out with the families and you can kind of see. But again, the Wi-Fi is sometimes super weak. The cell phone coverage is very weak at the site. Obviously off-site over at all the touristy stuff, it's fine. And so the teachers send a paragraph, kind of a brief paragraph of what they did each day. It's almost like a journal of each day. It's pretty cool. My recommendation, highly recommend. I say this to all the students. I said this last night to the current 6th graders talking about Idrahaji. I said it the other night to the current 5th graders talking about the 6th grade trip. Highly recommend you pay for all of this or as much as you can on your own, students. Start a lawn mowing business. There's one student who a couple of years ago paid for the entire trip with lemonade stands. She had lemonade stands. She just kept doing them. It was hot and she made a fortune and she paid for her entire trip. And I guarantee when it is your hard-earned dollars paying for this trip, it is a better experience. You have to trust me on that. I made both my kids pay for their middle school trips. It is a better experience. It is a better experience if you pay for it on your own. You have to trust me on that. There's an ownership feel. There's a buy-in, there's a level of importance. And I mean, whether you're picking up poop in the backyard, mowing lawns, painting fences for your neighbor, grocery shopping for somebody, like whatever, just start scraping $10 here, $20 here, and all of a sudden you're gonna realize you made it. And man, that is an unbelievable feeling. I would start this weekend, by the way. Just start now. Start now. You got months and months and months to pull it off. All right. So this is the very first year of the Black Hills trip that we are going to have parent chaperones. Okay, we are going to have parent chaperones. This is brand new. We normally do not have parent chaperones, but we thought it would be better. It'll be a better experience for the teachers if they have some support, to be totally honest. I mean, just, tracking 80 some students with a smaller number of teachers was last year. We just felt like there's a better way. And so the better way is to get some parent support. The question is, do parents have to pay? I don't believe they do. I don't believe they do. And so anyway, and I'm going to send this out to you all tomorrow. I got to upload the video, send it out, and you can click on that link that you see over there to the right. But if you would like to register to be a chaperone, and we're going to try and balance male and female chaperone for obvious reasons. It's better for us that way, better for the kids. So just because you sign up doesn't mean you'll make it, right? If I get 20 female chaperones and like 5 male chaperones, that obviously doesn't work. It'll end up being like 5 and 5 or something. So, but if you'd like to be a chaperone, that would be great. We would love to have you. So click there, put your name in the list, and then we will follow up with you. Okay. And then, yeah. So similar as last year, the payment link is not live yet. It should be live by next week, but you got to register with Simply Ventures. So there's the link. There's the link. Go there and register. Chaperones have to register as well. But don't register as a chaperone yet until you're confirmed as a chaperone. So don't do that yet. Register your child, get them in there, get that piece done. And then next week, when I send out the payment link and all that good stuff, you can take care of it. Is it due that next week? No, it's not due next week. That's just when it's going to go live. So it's not due next week. Hey, we can make it due in sometime in August, give the students an opportunity to earn the dollars back. So I think that is it for me. Yeah. So let me just pause on that. Let's see. There we go. All right. So that's a general overview of the trip. It's a really special trip. It's really, really cool. And I'm excited that you get to experience it. I think you're going to love it for sure. Okay. If you have any questions, you can just unmute your mic and ask questions. If it's really specific related to you, maybe you and I can chat offline. Oh, one other thing. Sorry. Hold that. Hold that. Meds are the same as they've been the last couple of years. Prescription from your doctor in the original bottle. Students cannot carry their own Advil or Tylenol, nothing like that. Cannot carry that. All of a sudden they're handing it out like M&Ms. And now we've got a problem. And then, yeah, then I'm in trouble. So, so any meds or anything other than inhaler and epi, students often self-carry those. So anyway, that's the end of my spiel. Do you happen to have any questions? No kidding. You must want to go watch the Avalanche too.
Hey, Tyler, I may
Yeah.
or may not have gotten excited about that chaperone thing and already gone to the presentation and signed up. It does take you to a Camp Idra Haji
Oh, let me correct
chaperone
that.
link.
All right, let me correct that. Hang tight.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, all right, I'm gonna fix it in real time here. Thank you for that. And double check, make sure that works. There you go. All right, refresh, try it again.
Yep, that works.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
officially withdrawing my application to chaperone Idra Haji again
Sounds
next
good.
year.
All right, any other questions? Thank you for that. Okay. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, Dr. Avedon. Will there be any chance for the kids to request kind of who's in their group or anything?
Yeah, the teachers usually ask each group, each grade usually asks, I think they ask them to pick like 1 or 2 friends. But the teachers try and pair up. The truth is they spend little to zero time in their rooms. Basically it's the reflection time ends, they go to bed and it's lights out immediately and they go to sleep. But yeah, they do try and pair it up as much as they can.
Okay. And then they can bring charging cords, obviously, for a point and shoot, right? They have a
Yes.
real
Yep,
camera.
definitely.
Just want
Yep.
to make sure.
Yep.
Devin didn't need his charging cord last year, but I just want to make sure because he'll need it this year. So
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
okay.
bring that along and yeah, those are great. The kids have a ton of fun with those actually.
Thanks.
You got it. Anything else? Okay. All right. So next steps. I'm going to stop the recording. I'm going to upload it to the YouTube channel where all the Monday morning messages stuff go. I'm going to send out tomorrow. I'm going to send out the presentation, the link to the video. And then on the presentation, you'll see the link at that very last slide. I think it's the last one, the link to registration. Okay. The link to registration. So if you want to just get that done, there's no dollars associated with that. That's just you getting into Simply Ventures system. And they send us regular reports about who's registered and who hasn't. So get that done. There's no dollars and cents tied into that one, but just get that checked off your list. Then next week, you'll get from me. I'll probably send all that out again, the same data. In addition to the pay link, but again, the pay is not due next week, so don't break any sweats over that. Just take your time on that. It's live. I put it out there and you can kind of get to it when you can. So, all right. Sound good, gang? Okay. All right, y'all. Have a lovely evening and go Avalanche.